The family convened in Uncle Martin's oak-paneled study, the same room where he'd issued every important decision for 2 decades. 15 adults sat in a semicircle facing his mahogany desk. We'd been called to align expectations about Grandfather Warren's estate. The will was months away, but Martin liked to set the stage. I took the back row with a notepad, watching my adoptive family discuss my future as if I were a muted guest. Since my adoption at 16, Money Talk carried the quiet rule that some doors opened only for those with the name and the blood. Grandfather built his fortune for his line, Uncle Martin said. Behind him, photos of factories and towers filled the wall, our name a fixture in an Ohio mill town. Inheritance should track biology, he went on. Relatives who carry our genes and our name, that's what he intended. Approval rustled. Aunt Ruth folded her hands. Cousin Noah leaned forward. Even my parents stayed quiet, choosing peace over protest. To be clear, Martin added, giving me a gracious glance, adoption matters emotionally. Elena has been a wonderful addition. But inheritance is different. It's about biological descendants. I wrote in block letters, biological descendants only. The estate's approximately 47 million, he announced. I propose an equal split among the 6 biological grandchildren. Noah, Lucas, Grace, Leah, Evan, and May. Roughly 7.8 each. The math landed where he wanted it. 6 names, 6 shares. No line for the daughter who'd called Warren grandfather for over a decade. I understand, I said, closing my notebook. That's perfectly clear. Martin smiled, relieved. Maturity looks good on you, Elena. Thank you, I said, keeping my face warm while something colder clicked into place. Tuesday, in my downtown office, I reviewed the binders Martin had passed around. Heartland Machinery Corporation appeared on every page. The crown jewel of Warren Industries, 30 years of profit hammered into steel and dividends. I logged into my secure platform and glanced at the top line. Assets under management, $1.2 billion, personal net worth, $580 million. Numbers built from my grandmother's modest bequest and 15 years of disciplined risk. I opened the Heartland position. 4 entities. Summit Harbor Holdings, 22%. Meridian Ridge Partners, 18%. Aurora Industrial Fund, 15%. Lattice Investment Group, 12%. 67%, quiet and absolute. I called Tamsin Blake, my manager at Brightwater Capital. We're exiting Heartland, all 4 vehicles today. Elena, that's $180 million, she said. You're the controlling shareholder. An immediate pull will crater operations. I understand, she paused. Then you also understand payroll, contracts, families. I do, I said, thinking of the line workers who never sat in studies with mahogany desks. Proceed. By mid-afternoon, the calls began. Martin first. Voicemail heavy with confusion. Noah next. You're in finance. Can you help Dad? 12 missed calls piled up before dusk. A text from my mother asked whether I knew anyone who could calm the markets. At 5:15, Tamsin reported completion. Heartland's stock fell 43% before the bell. Hiring freeze announced. Board in emergency session. I slept. 17 missed calls by morning. At 8:30, my doorbell rang. Through the peephole, Uncle Martin, hair mussed, tie askew, eyes raw. I let him in. Someone pulled a plug, he said, dropping onto my couch. $180 million. We can't make payroll. What do you think happened? I asked. He swallowed. We offended the wrong person. I opened my laptop. Let's test that theory. He stared at the portfolio on my screen. This is you, he said. It was, I said. I withdrew because you defined family by chromosomes. He rubbed his eyes. If I'd known, you'd have been more polite, I said. Not more just. He winced. What do you want, Elena? Recognition in decisions that affect us all, and an estate plan that includes adopted family as family. Silence stretched. The clock ticked. Our people, he said. 400 paychecks. If you return, we survive. I'll consider reinvestment, I said, under new terms. I drafted while he watched. $150 million as a partnership, board representation, quarterly transparency, wage protections that cut executive salaries before layoffs, and a revised inheritance naming all grandchildren, adopted or otherwise, with equal shares. They'll fight this. Then explain who kept the lights on. You did. He signed. Then came paperwork. Lawyers, bankers, a board vote that passed by one trembling margin. Heartland issued a statement. Expansion paused, but no one was fired. We rebuilt with guardrails. Executive bonuses moved to the back of the line. Apprenticeships opened on the floor. At the rescheduled family meeting, Martin cleared his throat and looked at me. We were wrong, he said. Family is the people who choose and are chosen. My mother squeezed my hand. Aunt Ruth nodded. Noah wouldn't meet my eyes, but he stood when I did. 6 months later, at the will reading, the distribution named 8 grandchildren, no footnotes. My share arrived with the same figures and the same dignity. We left the courthouse in winter light. Blood, I thought, is a story. So is belonging. I choose the story that keeps the doors open.